Welcome to another episode of Seller Fuel Live. This week it's going to be a quick training just with myself. There's no guest. So this week's training is going to be on self leadership, how to lead yourself to the next level, so you can take your success to the next level. This is a very important topic. A lot of my coaching clients and also our agency client, sometimes I feel like as an entrepreneur, in order to really grow and expand and really level up your game as an entrepreneur, you really need to work on yourself first. How can you expect your team member to follow you when you don't have the discipline and you don't have that self leadership that you can? So let me just go straight into today's trainings. For those of you that's watching me live on Facebook or YouTube or whichever channel, feel free where you are. Let me know where you're watching from by commenting in the live streams. I'm tuning in or I'm broadcasting or doing this training today from Phoenix, Arizona, for my workroom. And today's will be going over self leadership, which I think is a very very important topic. Especially we are in the beginning of 2023 now, and a lot of my friends that's also entrepreneurs is looking into setting 2023 annual business goal, annual personal goal, and a lot of people are trying to set personal fitness goals and fitness target as well. So this is going to be a very relevant training for those of you that's looking for up level your game in 2023. So how does so first, before we go into the actual how to do it, is I want to quote a quote from Jim Rohn. He said your level of success will sudden exceed your level of personal development, which I find it 100% true, because all of us as the leaders, um, I think the level of your success is reflection of how much you're working on yourself. So that's why personal development and personal leadership is critical, especially for the entrepreneurs that's listening. So first of all, I think one thing you need to start out with is be aware of your self-imposed limitations. All the limitations that we have as human beings are self-imposed. For example, I don't have time. Where can I find more time in my days or in my schedules? Those are actually all self-imposed limitation or excuse to prevent yourself to really to have the life, the body, the wealth that you deserve. Because you are just saying all these excuses. You're just coming up with excuses. I don't have time. I couldn't. At the end of the day, if you really really want what you have a clear vision on what you want and you just go for it, all this limitation can be eliminated. So this is really important to be at least self-aware of your self-imposed limitation. Next is you want to see yourself as better than you have ever been. Although and let me kind of hide my video here. So although where you are is a result of who you were, where you're going to go depend entirely on the person you choose from this moment forward. So you really need to envision or have, I call it like the visualizations of your future version of who you want to become, so you can strive and do everything that you do to become a better version of yourself. The next thing is um, always actively seek support. This is critical, especially for the digital entrepreneur that is listening to this week's podcast or trainings. One of the tip is those a lot of us who struggle the most are the one who suffer in silence. They assume everyone else has greater capabilities or greater skills, and they all but refuse to seek help and assistant. And that's why it's so important to join like different mastermind group, different Facebook communities. And for the e-commerce entrepreneur that's listening, there's a lot of different mastermind you can join that's designed for different level. It depends on what is the level of success of your current businesses. You can start seeking out different mastermind that will be the best fit for what you do. And that's actually also one of the reasons why I started the Seller Fuel Tribe Facebook group. Is I would really want to help and create, a supporting environment for the people that's inside our Facebook group, so we can support each other, ask each other questions. And this year in 2023, we are also trying to make sure we are more active in our Seller Field Tribe Facebook group, and also not just doing training like this, but also providing opportunities like communities events, maybe live or online networking events or in-person event. Actually, I'm trying to do a once a month in-person networking event for e-commerce business owner here in Phoenix, Arizona, once a month as well. And we're going to do some virtual online networking event as well. So at the end of the day, we are here to support each other, because we as an entrepreneur is we are really the 1%, right? Because if you look at the success rate of small businesses in not just in the United States but across the world, the true people that hit seven figure and beyond are the 1% that remain and didn't went out of business after a couple of years. So it's very, very important to seek for your followers entrepreneurs support, because a lot of the questions or a lot of the issues that you are currently facing, for example, I don't know where to start, for example, there is a lot of people, myself included, that you can just ask. And a lot of them is, I mean, I'm willing to help you out. If you just post a question in our Facebook group, me and my team is here to support you and for free, and we don't even charge you money for it. Go ahead and post questions, go ahead and ask, and we ask and you'll receive. If you don't ask, you will not receive the support that you need. So that's really, really important as you grow. And the next thing is, that's five foundational principle for self leadership that I find it really, really important. Number one, take 100% responsibility. Number two, prioritize fitness and make exercise enjoyable. Number three, aim for financial freedom. Number four, systemize your world. And number five, commit to your result producing processes. So for me, I this year I'm starting and changing my, I guess, daily morning routine. So every single morning I wake up at 5 a.m. every single morning, and I go to the gym for 30 minutes. And I also do meditation practice at the gym that I go to before I come back and take a shower and getting ready for my day of work. I usually start all my meetings at 6 a.m. and I'll work from 6 to noon. Then I'll take a 1 hour lunch break. Then I'll work from 1 to 5. Then I try to end at 5, so I can spend more time with my family, with my kids after 5. So I don't want to have any kind of meetings or any kind of work related event after 5 as much as I can. Of course, sometimes things come up that I have to attend to, but I think what really, really contribute to my success is to have that daily routines, especially fitness and exercise. I think is very, very important for entrepreneur like us, that because at the end of the day, the most important skill besides time management for entrepreneur is energy management. If you can and if you can manage energy correctly, this is how you can go out and achieve what you want to achieve in this world, with your business, with your life, with your families, with your loved one, with whatever you want to achieve in your lifetime. So so number one, I'm just going to go into the detail. Number one is to take 100% responsibility. Here's a hard truth: if your life and business are not where you want them to be, it's all on you. It's not on someone else. It's all because of you. Do not take other people as do not use other people as a scapegoat and use them and say, oh, I didn't was able to create a business I really deserve because of my wife or because of my coworkers say I couldn't do it. That's all excuses. You need to take 100% responsibility for where you are right now. So for me, I mean, I don't take any excuses. A whole bunch of crap happened in my life when I first started the business back in 2016, 2017. As a lot of people that know me and follow my journey, 2017 when I started my brand, my kids brand, Lucky Kid. The very same year, my daughter was diagnosed with leukemia. You can imagine the level of difficulty and hardship that I went through as a dad, as an entrepreneur, as a human being. And still at back then, back in 2017, I still have a full-time job as well. So I was trying to juggle that, juggle my full-time career, and also do this e-commerce business on the side on the weekend, during the evening, and also trying to deal and help with all the personal stuff with my daughter's cancer treatments and all that. It just is a lot. But I never take no for the answer. Just go out and try to figure it out. Try to figure out how can I make all this thing work. And I think that's one of the main reasons why I I am where I am today, is because I take 100% responsibility of what happened to me, and I don't try to blame people for it. And like I share, another big, um, I guess my moment in my entrepreneur journey is I was on the edge of bankruptcy and the divorce in 2020, but I didn't take no for the answer. So the quick story behind this is my business, Lucky Kid. Majority of our customers are from school. Is the teachers, the schools, principals that's buying our products, both on and off Amazon. And in 2020, when COVID happened, what happened to all the school? Every single school across the United States got shut down within 30 days. So I went from like doing 50,000 a month in revenue, which is decent, to doing like 5,000 a month. So pretty much my business was wiped out from like planet Earth overnight, pretty much. So that was what happened to me. But like I say, I didn't take no as an answer. I decided to lay out my entire team and restructure. And I even implemented EOS into my business. So for those of you that doesn't know what EOS is, EOS also stands for Entrepreneur Operating System. Is a set of system processes and management philosophy that's designed to help small and medium-sized business like myself and like a lot of people that's listening or watching to build scalable businesses. And simply by doing this two things, lay out my entire team and restructure, and also implement EOS into my businesses, I was able to turn my business around in 2021 and did about 600,000 under 12 months. From the edge of bankruptcy, I was actually 200,000 in debt in 2020. So I think that was a good, I guess that was a small accomplishment in my own e-commerce journey, to able to take that from the edge of bankruptcy and to kind of get out of that. But one thing is, because I didn't take no for the answer, I take 100% responsibility of what happened to me. So number two is prioritize fitness and make exercise enjoyable. You are paid based on, as an entrepreneur, you are paid based on the quality of the result that you produce within the time you work. Being an entrepreneur is truly an energy sport. Like I mentioned earlier, it's about energy management. How can you manage your energy correctly? So in the morning, you focus, when you have the highest energy, you work on all the high energy tasks, like the most for example, like I do a lot of my meetings, client meetings, and all the important meetings in the morning, because that's where I need the most amount of energy to make the correct decision for the business. Whereas in the afternoon, usually I would do a little bit more admin related stuff. For example, like checking up with some of my emails or other like project management tasks on the back end, that I don't need as much energy compared to making decisions on the spot, which I need a lot of energy, because I need all the energy I have and all the brain power I have to make sure I can make the most accurate and the most correct decision for whatever the decision I'm making that day. Because every single day I have a different meeting. For my schedule, every single morning, I, like I mentioned earlier, I wake up at 5 a.m. and I go exercise for 30 minutes in the gym. Then I do my meditation in the gym. Then I'll come home, take a shower, then get ready to start my day at 6 a.m. every single day, nonstop. That is the discipline that you need to get into as an entrepreneur. I don't care if you are still having a 9 to 5 job. If you really, 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 really want it, you will make it happen. If your day job start at 9, wake up at 5 and work on your business for 2 hours before you go to work. I do not take no for excuse. A lot of people I talk to is like, oh, I want to start e-commerce business, but I don't have time. Excuses. If I want to start a business, but I don't have money. Again, excuses. When I started back in 2016, I didn't have a lot of cash. I didn't have a lot of money. When I first started, I was just working my ass off. I would go to Goodwill. I would go to like the Value Village, the thrift store, and buy used textbooks and then flip them on Amazon for profit because I was trying to accumulate the initial fund that I needed to start my own private label brand, which take a lot of money. As a lot of you know, private label business model does take a lot of money and take a lot of investment to start. So that's how I started. I didn't have a lot of money because I have 3 kids and my wife doesn't work. I have a day job, but I spend all the money on my family. So I don't have a lot of additional money to invest into the e-commerce business I want to start. So how do I get the money? I work my ass off. I work every single weekend. Like I'll be hitting like 5, 6, 7 different like thrift store, Goodwills, and just trying to find books to sell on Amazon. And but I did it for years. It kind of that business model I wouldn't recommend because it's very I guess right now I would still recommend it for the beginners, but it's not really sustainable. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a lot of work, as you can imagine. But I did that for the entire year, and right now I'm in my stage. I don't need to do that anymore. Right now, I'm really prioritizing my fitness and making sure I can make my exercise routine as enjoyable as possible. Because without personal health, it doesn't matter what kind of business you build. It doesn't matter how much you have. If you are bedridden, you couldn't even get out of bed, none of it mattered, right? If you are sick, like you can have $1 billion in the bank, but if you are sick and just sleeping on the bed all day, does it really matter? No, it doesn't freaking matter. So that's why I think fitness is really, really important. And is also one of my top priority for the 2023 is to make sure I'm in the best shape possible as an entrepreneur so I can go out and serve my team, serve my family, serve my kids, and also serve the communities I believe and I love so much. So that's number two. Number three, I want to talk about is um, personal energy management. Like I kind of briefly mentioned earlier, is how do you start managing your energy, not just your time? Of course, time management is also important, but you should manage your energy and time together. So that's include physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual energy. And in order to push ourselves beyond the in order to push ourselves beyond the boundary. So something wrong with my slide here. So let me turn this thing off. Um, let me see. So in order to push beyond our limit in the same way, we need to think like an elite athlete, like the Olympic athlete. What does an Olympic athlete do? Is not just time management, but also energy management. Same as entrepreneur, we are really elite. We are also elite athlete in our own way because we are really trying to fine tune and optimize our daily routine so we can go out and serve the people through our products, through our businesses. But we couldn't do that if we don't have the right energy throughout our day. And one thing, so that's number two. Number three, I want to talk about is, of course, those of you that's watching, a lot of you have an e-commerce business or is thinking about starting a e-commerce business. And one of the goal is going to be you want financial freedom. But for e-commerce business, in order to get financial freedom, you need to know your number. You need to know your profitabilities by SKU. You should know exactly down to the penny how much money are you making for each of the product you're currently selling either on Amazon or off Amazon. If you don't know that, what the hell are you doing? Go fire yourself and go back to your 9 to 5. You you don't qualify to be an entrepreneur because you have to know your probabilities. Remember, profit. I mean, that was a saying. Say, I think it's revenue is vanity and profit is sanity. Maybe I didn't quote it correctly, but something along the line like that. So, do you know your probability by SKU? This is super, super, super important. And I have a chart here that's showing like the gross margin based on the business model. This is one of the latest research that was done by one of the big e-commerce communities called, I think it's called E-commerce Fuel, that did this survey on like what is the average gross margin, what is the average net margin, and what is the medium order volume, what people call AOV, or average order volume, per business model. As you can see, there's dropshipping business model, a hybrid business model, a manufacturing business model, or private label business model, or reselling business model. Each of the business model have different margin. As you can see, manufacturing or private label have the highest margin, obviously, and they also have the highest net profit. So, and also this is also showing how Amazon is impacting your profitability. So it's critical for you to revisit your profitability on the regular basis, because Amazon changed their feed all the time. They actually just made another fee increase announcement a couple of days ago. So I have my team now. We're going through our spreadsheet on, okay, how much probability are we right now with the current SKU? And we have about 15, less than 20 SKU. We don't have a very big SKU count as a business yet, at least for my in-house brand. But we need to review that and update that once a quarter, or whenever Amazon make the new announcement. We need to update it ASAP, because Amazon like to increase the cost every single quarter or every single month. I don't know how often they increase their cost nowadays. They keep on increasing the FBA fee. They keep on increasing the storage fee. But you need to know that as a business owner in order to be successful. Number four, you need to start thinking about systemization of everything around you. You must create a foundational schedule that adds structures and intentionality to your days and weeks. And I'm going to show you example of like my daily routines. So for you, what is your daily routines? My daily routine is a miracle morning routines that right now I'll drink water, make my bed, check weights, make some coffee, read, meditate. Actually, this is my old routine. My latest routine in 2023, I'm also adding fitness or exercise into this routine. But this is a routine I had last year. So I'm making some changes this year to my morning routines and also my bedtime routines. The bedtime routine, usually you want something that you want to do on a daily basis to help you wind down, and also wake up next day refresh. So you can everyone do it differently, of course, right now for the bedtime routine. But it doesn't matter what you do. The thing that matter the most is consistency, and just be consistent of what you do every single day, and just build up that habit. And that habit will become a routine, and that routine will generate you the success that you needed. For example, for those of you that's watching that doesn't have still have a 9 to 5 job, it's even more important to have a routine, because you have a lot less time to work on your business. So, for example, maybe you only have 2 hours in the evening or 2 hours in the morning. So those 2 hours critical. You couldn't just like get on freaking Netflix and watch like two hour Netflix video. Then you just waste your life away. So that morning routine or that daily routines, like you need to get it down into a way that it will be repeatable every single day. And I use an app called Fabulous to kind of keep track of my daily routines. You can reorganize it, you can reorder it, you can order, or I guess change the order of each of your routine, and you can assign time to each of the routines, so you can track how long this routine going to take you. My routine usually take about 30 minutes to an hour to complete, because it's so many different steps. But you can decide and design what kind of morning and bedtime routine that work for your daily life based on your schedule. Everyone's schedule is different. Number five, commit to your result producing process. Clarify, calculate, and commit to your process without being emotionally attached to your result. That's also very, very important, especially for the e-commerce sellers, because you can have a process you go through to identify, to source, to launch process, but it doesn't always guarantee your product launch is going to be the most success. I mean, it's going to be successful right out of the gate. For example, something happened with Amazon and they suspend your listing for whatever the reason. Sometimes you don't have 100% like control over your result, but you have 100% control over your process. So the key here is to commit to your process. And as long as you have the process that you follow on a weekly or daily basis, to give you a better example, right now for my team, the way we're doing it this year. So last year we launched about one new product a month. This year, I'm really challenging my team to launch one new product a week. Every single week, we want to launch one new product. It could be one of our product, one of our clients' product. It doesn't matter. We're going to use. That's why I've been pushing my team to refine our launch process. There is a pre-launch process, there's a launch process, there's a post-launch process. Let you have a process for everything that's related to your business, and it should be repeatable. It should be documented so everyone can follow the process to a T, and there's no ambiguity. It's very clear on exactly what each of the team member need to do. And actually, I don't mind sharing this with you as well. And we have our internal processes. We call, let me open this really quick. Uh, we call it our product pipeline master spreadsheet. I'm just going to show you my spreadsheet really quick. This is a spreadsheet we use to keep track of all the work we need to do before launch. So this is all the tasks the project team need to do, all the tasks copy team need to do, all the tasks design team need to do, all the tasks that our development team need to do, and all the tasks that the social media team need to do before launch, so we can get the product ready to launch on Amazon. Once we are ready to launch, we have a separate processes that we use to launch to launch product on Amazon. When we launch product on Amazon, is really we use three different pillars, right? That's what I call the seller field trifactors: uh, profit optimizations, conversion optimization, then external traffic into Amazon like crazy. During our product launches, we have two stages. First stage, early bird. Second stage, promotion. Early bird means before the product go live, we'll have a teaser page say, oh, we have a new product coming out live. Go to this page and sign up. And so you'll be the first one to know once the product is available on Amazon. And then during the actual live launch week, we will launch our traffic into Amazon using 6 different channels. So that's email, our live streams, and our SMS, our push notifications, social media posts, and all the ambassador posts, all within the same week. So we can drive as many traffic from external sources. Actually, we can drive as many traffic from external sources all into Amazon within the week. That's how we ensure our product launch can be as successful as it can be. And over the year, we have accumulated a pretty decent size list. So we have about 100,000 on our list. So 30,000 emails, 10,000 SMS, and 100,000 on Instagram currently with a lot of the different account that we manage. So the key here is to come up with a process and commit to your result producing process. This kind of processes you can develop for any aspect of your business. You should have SOP, you should have workflow for like all the different processes. For example, for hiring for HR, we have a whole different processes that we have been spending a lot of time into on refining to make sure we can hire and make sure we can maintain and keep the best talent that work for us to work for our business, so our business can be as successful as we can be. So this is very, very important as an entrepreneur, is to commit to your result producing process. So the next thing you want to also consider besides this, let me see my slide here, which is not working for some reason. uh, Let me load it. Sorry about the technical difficulty. uh, Oh, actually, that was the end of the slide. That's why it's not working. So, okay, so that's what I want to talk about today. It's kind of like a short training I want to do regularly on different topics. So, again, today's topic is on self leadership and the 5 foundational principle for self leadership. I just want to do a quick recap, then we'll wrap up the live stream. So, number 1, take 100% responsibility. Number 2, prioritize your fitness and make your exercise as enjoyable as it can be. Number 3, aim for financial freedom. Number 4, systemize your everything around you. And number 5, commit to your result producing processes. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this training is helpful for the people that's watching either the replay or watching the live. Let me know in the comment if you want to see more training like this, so I know what kind of content that we can produce here and what kind of content we can create to serve the communities, especially the e-commerce entrepreneurs. Let us know in the comments, and I will see you around next week. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful week.